This is a cute trick called Snowflower. It's done on spin pole. So once you're nice and warmed up, let's go over the steps from the ground first. You're gonna take your inside knee in front of the pole and then hook it really tight. And make sure that when you're hooking your leg, it's always straight leg first, so that the skin at the back of your knee touches the pole, and then you bend your leg. Because if you try and hook with a bent knee, the pole's gonna go more in your calf, and that's not gonna give you a good grip. So we want back of the knee to touch first, and then you want to kick your heel up towards your butt as tightly as possible. Then from here, I'm going to be taking, so I'll have my inside hand low and outside hand on top, and I'll be taking my inside hand, it's the same as my hooked leg, through the space here. I want to bring my head to the other side of the pole. So you also want to make sure that you have your shoulder clear. If you have your hair down like I do, just make sure your hair isn't in the way. So from here, inside arm goes through, head goes in front, and then lift your chin up so that you can get the back of your neck touching the pole. From here, the inside arm that just went through is going to grab the pole, thumb pointing to your face, so thumb down, around your neck. It kind of feels like you're choking yourself. So from here, arm goes through, head in front, catch the pole, thumb down. Yeah? From this position, and also I'm grabbing near my neck, not over my face like this, all right? And make sure you're lifting your chin up. You're not pushing your chin into your bicep, because then you actually will choke yourself. Doesn't need to be harder than it already is. So just here is fine. And then from this position, I am going to take my top hand into an elbow grip. So let's go over that. It goes behind the pole. It's not the usual elbow grip, so it's not this, okay? It's gonna go behind the pole. It's like a reverse elbow. And then you're gonna point that thumb down and pull down. Show you from here. In this case, I have my left arm, so I have left shoulder to the pole. I can go onto my tiptoes. Left arm finds the pole. Now straight arm, the same thing applies. I have my arm straight against the pole first, and then I'm going to bend to hook that elbow. If it's quite cold where you are, you might want to put some grip aid, not chalk, but like something sticky on your elbow, because this is kind of like an awkward grip. You're not going to have such a great grip like this. So I always put a tiny bit of eye-tack, like a really small bit of eye-tack on the inside of my elbow. Let's go over the steps again. It is inside hand low, outside hand on top. I'm going to take my inside knee and hook the pole, kicking my heel up towards my butt, really tight. From here, I'm going to take my inside arm through, head moves in front, and once my neck, back of my neck touches the pole, this hand can grab the pole, thumb pointing down, by my face. From here, the top hand is going to go behind the pole. So you want to make sure at this point that this hand, that's kind of the choking arm, isn't too high up on the pole. Otherwise, it will get in the way of your elbow grip. So when you grab the pole across your neck, make sure you grab low, okay? Not too high up here. So that this arm can find the pole. I touch the pole with the inside of my elbow, and then I'm going to pull my fist down towards my face. Now from here, I should have enough grip in my inside knee and my elbow to release my choker arm and grab my hands. Now you have a few options. You can either grab like this, palm up, palms together like this, and then your fingers will lock, or you could just grab your hand like this, okay? In some way, you need to grab that hand. So from here, arm goes through, head, choker, elbow, grab the hand. Turning so you can see, yeah? Now, if you're okay here, you could try very carefully going into a spin from this position and try to lift off the outside foot to see if you have grip. If you do, lift that free leg in kind of a stag or a pigeon position and then step down just to see how it feels closer to the ground before you take it up in the air. So you're gonna feel a lot of pull on the elbow, and it's also quite twisty. Let's do it one more time, and this time, once I have everything in place, I'm gonna try and go for a longer spin. Let's just go over the last step one more time. The outside leg is gonna lift off, and it will come in front of you, leg bent like this. Now, if you're more flexible than I am, you could bring that foot on top of your hooked knee, like this. I always have trouble doing this, so I just kind of like cheat a little and just bring it in front like that, and that is twisty enough for me. But it's up to you. Maybe you'll find this one easier than me, and you can place that heel on top of your hooked knee. The last thing I want to say before we do it is when you're in this position, look at my butt, you want to sit back because that's going to tighten your knee hook. You don't want to be lifted up like this, right? You want to sit down into it and at the same time lift that foot up actively. Okay, let's try it. So I'm going to hook my right knee. I'm going to take my inside arm through, so it's my right arm, head in front, choker hold, making sure my hand is low. Then other arm goes behind the pole, and then I pull it down. If I'm okay there, I got my grip, I can grab my hands, and I'm going to gently push off, lifting my outside leg. And then step down. When you've had enough, grab the pole, and come down. So once that feels okay, you do want to try this on your other side. It is quite twisty, and if you just stay on one side the entire time, you're going to feel really sore the next day, and that's not good for your body. So try to equal it out as much as you can, and you might actually find that you're more flexible on what you think is your other side. So just give it a go, see how that feels. Once you're able to do that, you can then try going into the spin straight away and perform all the steps while your feet are off the ground. So what I mean is I'm going to go into a spin from here. So I hook my knee. Okay, I'm on my tiptoes. I have my inside hand low. I'm going to push off and reach up high with my outside hand. And then that's going to make me go into my spin. Okay, so I'm going to propel myself into the spin like this. And then I'm going to carry on with the steps. I would take my inside arm through, head to the side, and so on. Don't go really fast, because when you're going forwards and you take this arm forwards, you're going to speed up. So keep it nice and slow for now. You don't need a huge push. You just need a really tiny nudge to go into your spin. The outside foot, while you're doing all these steps with the arms, can either rest behind the pole like this, or can just stay in the air. That's up to you. Okay, so here, I'm going to hook a little bit higher than I normally would, just because I want to get off the ground. Inside hand is low. I'm going to look up at the pole and catch, gently pushing off. All right. Now, if you're going too fast, little trick, you can release this outside arm and extend. So I'm just extending the limb a little bit until I slow down. And then I bring it through. I can kind of catch the pole already at this point with this hand and bring my head through the gap. Let me explain that, because I didn't go over that before. So here, instead of going arm through, head, and catch, what you could do is arm through, catch the pole, thumb down, and then bring your head through here. And then look up. Yeah, so that way you have two hands on the pole the whole time. Inside hand goes back in the chokehold, and then elbow grip arm goes into cup grip. Now, I already have my shoulder on the pole. I don't need to switch shoulders. I can just pull and slowly release the legs and slide on down, feet to the ground. Let's give that a go one more time. So hook, inside hand, reach up, ankle to the pole, extend, bring it through, thumb down. Head goes through. All right, elbow, grab the hands, outside leg in front. To exit, find the pole. Okay, there it is, cup grip, cup grip. Slowly slide the knees, feet to the ground. You can go into a squat or feet together, that's up to you. And come back up to standing. Whew! I just feel like I need to do these in between because it feels so twisty. Okay, so once you've practiced that on both sides, you can then try this move from a climb. So what I like to do is start with my inside arm up high and then bring my bottom hand behind me, and my bottom hand will become my top hand, and I slide this elbow down to push, and I will go into a pencil hang. So if I have my right arm up high and I was hooking my right knee, I would start here, right arm up high, left hand reaches up, right hand slides down, and the elbow pushes against the pole. Remember, you're not hugging the pole. You want to keep that distance. You push out, go into a pencil hang. From your pencil hang, remember to turn your hips forwards rather than facing the pole. So you're not like this, you're turned this way. So you're going to get a nice side stretch there. Really push out. Your inside knee goes in front of the pole. Now, important when you do this, when you hook in the air, don't bring your entire body to the front of the pole, because see, you're not going to get a good knee hook. You just want your inside leg to move, nothing else. Back of the knee finds the pole, and then you hook. Yeah? So see, your butt is still slightly behind the pole that way, and that's going to give you the best knee hook. Let's go. So inside arm up high, outside hand low. I go into my climb nice and slow. You don't need to go too fast for this trick in the beginning. Slide the bottom arm down, pencil hang, inside knee hooks, outside ankle behind. Release the inside arm, bring it through, thumb down, head goes through chokehold. Elbow, catch the hands, bring them together. Outside leg kind of bends. You can try and get it on top of the knee, but I can't do that. Then cup grip, cup grip. Looking up, pull your shoulder to the pole, and then from here I can just sort of slide down to come out of it. And that's your Snowflower. Remember, for this one, you need really good grip in your elbow and your knee. So if you have some kind of sticky grip aid like ITAC, you can put a tiny bit in the elbow and the knee, and make sure that you do a nice long warm-up because this can feel quite twisty. When you're finished, also do some forward folds. This one puts a lot of pressure on one side of your lower back. So what I like to do at the end is I'll just come down and take my legs over my head. They don't need to be, legs don't need to be straight. You can bend them, whatever you prefer. And I just do a kind of very gentle rocking motion. And I might hold this for about a minute. And then I also like to do a pigeon pose for about a minute and just wiggle my hips side to side. And then finally, I would have one leg bent and one straight. And I would reach for my foot, or just my calf is fine. And I would do like some pulses here on both sides. Another really nice stretch that you can do after training your Snowflower is this one. You're going to open up your feet in a wider stance. You're going to reach for your left ankle, drop the head down, and bend the opposite leg. So I'm grabbing left ankle and bending my right knee. And this just, you get a really good stretch all along one side of your back. And then you would do the other side. Reach for your right ankle, bending the left knee. And I always like to do little pulses here. Happy polling, as always. If you have any questions or you just need some extra help, feel free to reach out. In the meantime, have a great training, and I will see you in the next class.